So, have you ever felt paralyzed by an overwhelming abundance of information? Frustration just boiling inside you as you sift through mountains of data, desperately seeking the perfect answer to your dilemma? In today's information-driven world, we often fall into the trap of believing that more information equals better decisions. But this belief is a delusion, one that keeps you stuck and unable to make the smart decisions that you need to make, and quickly. 50 years ago, famed psychiatrist Stuart Ostkamp conducted a groundbreaking study that put this need to know more information to make better decisions delusion to the test. Ostkamp presented a panel of psychiatric experts with varying amounts of information about a patient named Joseph Kidd. Kidd was a 29-year-old ex-Army college graduate who had a lot of psychological problems and family issues. What Ostkamp did was he took all of his notes from seeing Kidd for years and years and years, and he summarized them into a couple of paragraphs. He then distributed them to the panel of experts, esteemed psychologists, chairs of psychiatric departments and universities, serious people who really knew what they were doing. He said, "I'm going to give you this summary of my patient Kidd. I would like you to read it, and I'd like you to answer a 25-question questionnaire about what's wrong with Kidd, and I want to see how many answers that you can get correct." So they did that. And then he comes back to them and says, "Okay, this time I want you to do the questionnaire again, but this time instead of only a summary, I'll give you 3 pages of information, more information. So I want to see how well you do." So they did that. Then he comes back and he says, "This time I'm going to give you 10 pages and you do the 25-item questionnaire." And they did that. And finally, he gives them the whole file, years of review notes. He says, "Reading everything that I know about Kidd, you can now answer the 25-question questionnaire." And they did that. What Ostkamp wants to know is, what is the effect of giving a decision maker, an expert, more information about a problem and the accuracy that it has on their answers? Well, it seems the answer would be obvious, right? If you give a decision maker more information, they're going to do a better job of making the right decision, right? And that is the assumption we operate on all the time, that more information is better than less information. To make better decisions, gather as much information about the problem as possible. Now that seems logical, right? Wrong. As Ostkamp finds, when he gave them a short summary of Kidd's case, they got 26% of the answers right with the questionnaire. When he gave them a few pages, accuracy actually dropped to 23%. When he gave them 10 pages, they got 28% right. When he gave them the entire file, they got 27% right. All are statistically insignificant by comparison. In essence, their accuracy remained about the same. What he also found was, even though accuracy did not increase with more information, their confidence did increase with the amount of information that experts read, from 33% prediction of success to over 90% prediction of success, exposing a dangerous delusion, the delusion of expertise. Real-life examples further support Ostkamp's finding, challenging our assumptions about the value of more information. Take stock market analysis, for example. Despite their access to vast amounts of data and sophisticated tools, they often struggle to outperform just the market consistently. Similarly, medical professionals can misdiagnose patients even with access to cutting-edge technology and extensive patient history. Other examples are in sports coaching and analysis, politics and policymaking, job recruitment and business management, and weather forecasting, all believing that more information will lead to better forecasts and decision-making, but it only leads to delusion, overthinking, and procrastination. The information delusion also affects your everyday life. In your personal finance and investing, constantly monitoring financial news, investment advice, and market trends before making decisions. In your health and wellness, submerging yourself in countless articles and posts and podcasts and opinions on diets, exercise, and routines when you already know what to do. In your relationship and parenting, deluging yourself in constant guilt-prodding parent and relationship advice and information when you pretty much already know the basics of what to do. It's time to break free from the great information delusion and embrace a smarter, faster, and more efficient approach to decision-making. I'll give you 3 tips that you can walk away with here today and start using immediately. Are you ready? Number 1, Embrace the power of less. A few paragraphs were as effective as an entire case history file spanning years and years of research and information. Gather the vital, most first principle centered information, yes, and then make a decision. Resist the urge to drown yourself in unnecessary details, which is usually an excuse to do nothing, or a constant CYA strategy, cover your arse strategy anyway. And number 2, set limits and boundaries. Establish a deadline for your decision-making process and avoid analysis by paralysis. Time constraints can actually encourage you to make a decision based on the information at hand. One that we just found will be just as good. And most importantly of all, number 3, learn to trust your instincts. Seek the basic information you need to confirm what your intuition already knows. The world is overflowing with information. And now I hope that you know more isn't always better. In fact, more can often become harmful by filling you full of overconfidence when your accuracy remains about the same. And when in doubt, just decide. Just get moving. You can always adjust and fix it along the way. Progress always beats procrastination. Ooh, write that one down. Progress always beats procrastination. So dear Daily Friends, share with us a warning of your own. When have you suffered the more information delusion that stalled your important decision? Or when did you have more information and that more information only gave you harmful overconfidence? Or share with us an example. What decision have you been stalling on for more information that you will just decide and get moving on today? Share that with us in the comments below. Happy Friday, everyone. Kevin walks into a bar and says to the bartender, "Pour me a stiff one, Joe. I just had another fight with a little woman." "Oh yeah," says